Welcome to Sakura Dreams. Have you had a busy day? Why not gently rest your mind and body? In Japan, we have a beautiful phrase for the cool, long nights of autumn. Shokuyoku no aki, or autumn for food. It's a culture of enjoying the rich autumn harvest to satisfy both mind and body. Tonight, we bring you a quiet story about a deeply beloved autumn treat, kurikinton. Kurikinton is a special chestnut confection, only available in Japanese autumn. It's known for its simple, warm flavor, made only with the pure taste and gentle sweetness of the chestnut. You are now inside a small wagashi workshop, far from the city noise. Outside, a chilly autumn rain is falling, but the workshop is filled with warm steam and the sweet scent of chestnuts. Now, close your eyes and breathe deeply and slowly. May this story be the very first entry into a deep sleep, filled with peace and warmth. If you enjoy this content, please consider subscribing to the channel. I quietly flipped the closed sign at the workshop entrance. Customers seeking seasonal wagashi had been coming in non-stop since morning. And before I knew it, night had completely fallen outside. The season is already October. The air outside is cold and clear, as if the daytime hustle were a lie. While the shop was open, the noise of the city and people's voices were constant. But now, only the sound of the autumn rain in the distance and the chirping of insects exist in this town. I made my way to the small break area at the back of the shop. This is the time I cherish most in my entire day. First, I brew some tea. I pour slightly hot water into the teapot. The cheery sound of the tea leaves quietly opening is soothing to my ears. After allowing the leaves to steep for a moment, I pour the hot tea from the teapot into the teacup. 5 years have passed since I became the second-generation owner of this workshop. Tsuki no Ka, the scent of the moon. During the day, I focus entirely on serving wagashi to customers. But at night, I spend my time preparing for the next day and creating new confections. The smiles of my customers are important, but for me, this quiet time at night is the most crucial for connecting with the sweets. The warm steam rising from the teacup gently soothes my fatigue. Fu, I breathe out. Tonight, I have to prepare a special kurikinton for tomorrow's tea ceremony. October is truly the Shokuyoku no Aki, the autumn for food. It's the season when the earth's bounty, chestnuts, sweet potatoes, and new rice, shines brightest. Among them, kurikinton is perhaps the king of autumn flavors. I sip the warmed tea. Zuzu. The liquid quietly wets my throat. I feel the warmth spreading from the inside of my body. The workshop air is much richer in scent than during the day. The sweet aroma of wagashi, the scent of freshly steamed rice cake, and the quiet, woody scent rising from the old counter. These aromas remain dense in the workshop, unmixed with the cold outside air. This quiet, warm atmosphere is my source of peace. I finished my break and headed back to the workbench. The counter had been wiped clean of all daytime traces, and now lay quietly, like a single wooden board. The chestnuts for tomorrow's kurikinton are select ones I procured from the market this morning. Already boiled and peeled, they are plumply piled in a bamboo basket. Each chestnut tells a story of having grown fully under the autumn sun. I picked up a single chestnut. Hokori, the warmth in my hand, and the simple, gentle sweetness that spreads in my mouth. It is the job of the artisan to draw out this chestnut flavor to its maximum potential. The process of making kurikinton is very simple. You strain the chestnut through a sieve and knead it with a little sugar and starch syrup. But because it is simple, there is no room for error. I must pay close attention to the amount of sugar and the time spent on the heat, so as not to destroy the chestnut's original taste. I took out the sieve and a wooden spatula. Then, I began placing the boiled chestnuts onto the sieve. I worked gently, making sure not to use too much force. The chestnut fibers loosened, turning into a smooth, silk-like paste. I love the sound of this sieving process. It makes me feel as if time has stopped, and the chestnuts and I are having a quiet conversation. Suddenly, an old memory resurfaced. The day my father, the previous shop owner, taught me the secret to kurikinton. Maho. When making kurikinton, the most important thing is to listen to the voice of the chestnut. Saying that, my father would lean his ear close to the sieve, listening intently to the saku-saku sound. It's not enough for the sound just to be smooth. From the sound of the sieving, you learn how much moisture the chestnut contains, and how much pressure it wants you to apply. If I press too hard, will the chestnut get angry? I asked, even as a child. Yes. If it gets angry, the chestnut's flavor will escape. You must find the precise pressure that makes the chestnut say, "That feels just right." Those words still live in my heart. That's why, whenever I sieve, I always listen carefully to this quiet sound. It is a small conversation, just between the chestnut and me. I transferred the sieved chestnut paste into a copper pot. Then, I added a small amount of sugar and starch syrup, and placed the pot over an extremely low flame. The kneading process is the most delicate step, the one that determines the success or failure of the kurikinton. If you cook it for too long, the chestnut's moisture will evaporate, resulting in a dry texture. Conversely, if there is not enough heat, the flavors won't blend, and it will spoil quickly. I used the wooden spatula to slowly knead the chestnut paste from the bottom of the pot. The feeling of the spatula embracing and lifting the chestnut. The sound. It was as if the chestnuts were gently stretching their bodies in warm water. My father once asked me, "What are you thinking about when you knead kurikinton?" "I'm watching the heat to make sure the chestnut doesn't burn." That's important, but it's not the only thing. This kneading time is the time to converse with the chestnut. Feel through the spatula, whether it's too hot or just right. Feel the chestnut speaking to you. Closing my eyes, I can still hear my father's voice. I focused my awareness on the hand moving the spatula. I listened to the kneading sound and brought my nose close to the faint steam rising from the kurikinton. As I kneaded, the color of the chestnut shifted to a deeper gold. The sugar and starch syrup sealed in the chestnut's flavor, creating a smooth luster. Yes, just right. I quietly turned off the heat. In this moment, the kurikinton was complete, in its perfect state. The freshly finished kurikinton was still hot. I took just a small amount on a tiny bamboo spatula and blew on it to cool it down. Then, I gently brought it to my mouth. What spread across my palate was the natural, gentle sweetness of the chestnut itself. The transparent sweetness of the starch syrup highlighted the chestnut's flavor, melting smoothly on my tongue. Success. I let out a sigh of relief. This perfect sweetness would surely delight the guests at tomorrow's tea ceremony. Warm tea and freshly made wagashi. This special time, enjoyed only by me in the midnight workshop, is the best reward I could ask for. The kneaded kurikinton must be shaped using a cloth, fukin, before it cools. I quietly prepared the cloth and placed the right amount of kurikinton in the center. Then, I twisted the cloth with both hands to wring it out. The soft feeling of the kurikinton was transmitted to my fingertips. The creases of the cloth drew delicate patterns on the surface of the confection, like a silk wrapping. I squeezed out one kurikinton, and then another. This process is like meditation. I focus on each individual task, letting go of all distractions. My awareness exists only in the shape of the kurikinton and the feeling in my fingertips. Outside the window, the rain sound continued to echo gently. The rhythm of the rain made the movements of my hands even calmer. The beautiful golden color of the kurikinton reflected the warm light of the workshop. No two shapes were exactly alike. Each one held the chestnut's individuality and the warmth of my hands. Having squeezed out all the kurikinton, I tidied up the tools. I wiped down the workbench, taking a deep breath of the sweet scent that still lingered in the workshop. The curtain of night grew deeper and quieter. The rain outside had, at some point, turned into a quiet whisper, "Potsu potsu." My mind and body, which should have been tired, were now completely satisfied by this calm work and the warm sweetness of the chestnuts. I turned off the lights in the workshop and listened to the rain outside through the small window. This Wagashi workshop was, once again today, a small sanctuary away from the hustle of the city. May this peace reach your heart and guide you into a deep sleep.